Hey, sixth grade, welcome back. We are very close to finishing up any of the drafting portion of our ebooks with this session. And as you can see, session 10 is really focusing on the level of sentence complexity. So what I'm saying is that our goal for today is that yes, as we're revising our chapters, they should be clear and correct, the information that we're providing. But it's also really important and very powerful to make sure that our sentences are complex. It elevates your writing style. So today you are going to be rewriting about a paragraph or 3 to 5 sentences in each chapter so that your writing resembles or reflects all the things that we've learned this year in our Writer Secrets. So I want to give a quick review of some writer secrets. We've done the capitalization rules, right? We know what to capitalize. That's one thing that you look for when you edit. Using quotations in your evidence, you know that when you're using direct quotes or direct pieces of the text, you have to put it in quotes. Your paragraphs, right? There shouldn't be one whole long block of text. It does need to be broken up. And then we get into those complex sentence structures. Our opener sentences, right? The awubis words, our interrupter sentence, our sentence closers, which are a little bit tricky, but if you got it, you can work on it, right? And if not, focus on interrupters, focus on openers, focus on our other writer secrets, right? Semicolon is used to combine two closely related sentences. A colon is a great thing to use when you're about to announce something or list something. Ellipses add drama or suspense. Parentheses add more info, much like an interrupter sentence. And then the dash adds some drama, right? So before we move on, because this goes into capitalization and all that, I want to give an example in my own writing. So I found 3 sentences in my own draft, and I want to just work because the content is clear and correct, but these sentences are very simple, right? This one idea is kind of projected in 3 short sentences. I'd like to add some complexity to that. Okay, so let's read it together, and then I'll show you what I did to kind of create this more complex sentence structure. Denying girls education is a big problem. Some families can't afford school. Other families aren't allowed to send their girls to school. So I could try to put in all of this information into one sentence, like the fact that denying girls education is a big problem, and then also give the reasons why within one sentence. So for the sake of time, I wrote it out, and I want you to kind of compare and see the difference. Denying girls education is a major challenge, so word choice, for many families, especially for those that can't afford school, dash. But other families aren't even allowed to send their young girls to school. So this kind of gives a little bit more of a dramatic pause here to say, yes, this is a major challenge for many families, and we are aware that there are families that can't afford it, but this dash adds a pause, it adds on to the thinking, and gives kind of a more dramatic effect for the families that aren't allowed to. So knowing that this sentence will kind of lead into my paragraph or my chunk of writing where I'll talk about families that can't afford it and why, and obviously talking about families that aren't allowed to send their young girls to school and why. Okay, it makes a huge difference, and I want to show you, I have some resources on Google Classroom for today's session that I want you to be able to kind of look through. So we have the info checklist, which is the rubric, right? But I like this example too, which is it's an excerpt from cyberbullying. So this is an excerpt from another author and how they revised with sentence complexity at the front of their brain, right? When Elizabeth Englander planned a workshop to help educators prepare for Massachusetts' new anti-bullying law, she expected a good turnout. Dash, I love it. But not the overwhelming response she got from districts around the state. Okay, so we're seeing that this is the mentor example. That's how I based my changes, which is what you just saw in my notebook down here. So there are 2 examples in this assignment that you can look at. I have some punctuation tips just to kind of remind you. It's attached here, right? Your colons are for a list. Your parentheses give extra information. Your dashes either give more examples, dramatic effect, a pause, or more info. And then your commas are used to separate items, right, in a list. Complete thoughts should have a period. Dialogue rules are also here. You can look through that. You have it already, but I think that having all of the resources in one place is really helpful. Your compound and serial comma sentence pattern. So we know that the comma and conjunction, when you want to combine two sentences together, you can link it by using one of those words in a comma. Your semicolon. This is your comma in a sentence, right, or in a series. If this one is confusing to you, just ignore it. I wanted to link as many resources as I had for you. I loved this one, though. This is something that you should pull up while you're revising and editing your chapters today. Asking yourself, does this make sense? Are there words or parts that are missing? Can I replace my words with stronger ones? Go through making sure you don't have any run-ons or fragments, making sure that your capitalization is correct. And what I would do, and I know this sounds like such a task, but that's why it's an entire session today, is I would go through your chapter asking yourself this first question and reading it. The second question and rereading it. Third question and rereading it. When you have a lens or a focus for something, you're going to catch it. When you're thinking, oh, I'll just think about all of these questions as I read one chapter, you'll miss the majority of that, okay? So your job today, and I'll go back to your job today, I want you to rewrite 3 to 5 sentences to create complex sentence structures. These are the reminders of sentence interrupters, opener sentences, sentence closers. My big goal for you is that you are revising at least 3 to 5 sentences in your chapter to create complex sentences. It says to bold them. Don't worry about it. I am telling you, I want you to revise. That's it, okay? And I have your questions there. So your assignment for today is rewriting 5 sentences in each chapter so that your writing resembles what you've learned from our Writer's Secrets. Okay? It's not about you practicing the sentence structure 3-4 different times. It's about you learning to be independent revisers and editors of your own work. Okay? Revise or rewrite 5 sentences. You do not need to bold them. Okay? Here are all of the resources that I have to give to you. This is the assignment you're turning in. And, I gotta go down. In the ebook assignment is where you will do the work. Okay? I know a few of you have asked about the due date for the ebook assignment. I will let you know after Memorial Weekend, just because I want to look at whatever sessions we have left and make sure that we have time to do what I want to do at the end of the year. Okay. I hope this video is not too long. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me, comment, show up to office hours from Monday or Wednesday from 11 to 12. I miss you all so much. I will talk to you soon. Bye.